Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In today's video lesson, we're going to be looking at factorization and all the different types of factorization. And this is part one of a series of videos. So let's get straight into it. What does the work schedule say about factorization? It tells us that under factorization, and let me just tell you that factorization is one of the most important things that you need to learn in grade 10. It says here, factorization to include types taught in grade 9 and trinomials, grouping in pairs, sum and difference of two cubes. So these are the types of factorization that we need to learn from grade 9 and some new factorizations in grade 10, like sum and difference of two cubes. So let's get straight into it then. First of all, what is factorization? Now, in order for you to understand what factorization is, remember that we're coming from the section of products. Now, products, we took expressions out of brackets, we expanded. Now, when it comes to factorization, we're going to put things into brackets. Therefore, we are going to reduce the number of terms that we are going to have. So, products increases the number of terms, factorization decreases the number of terms. Now, the different types of factorization that we're going to cover will be, the most common type is the highest common factor. We always look to remove a highest common factor. That's the most common type of factorization. Then we look at a factorization called the difference of two squares, which we dealt with in grade 9. So HCF, difference of two squares. Then we also looked at grouping in pairs, which is very important, especially in grade 10. You may have looked at it in grade 9. A quadratic trinomial, which we did look at in grade 9. And number 5, we're going to be looking at sum and difference of two cubes. So we need to cover all 5 types of factorization in grade 10. So let's go and have a look at our past exam paper and let's see what type of factorizations is given here in this November 2018 paper. Let's see if we can sift out some questions. And there's it right here. See, in the November 2018 paper 1, and this is question 1, it says factorize the following expressions fully. Here we got 4x minus x cubed, x squared plus 15x minus 54, and here we got y minus xy plus x into what we got, plus x minus 1. So y minus xy plus x minus 1. So it says factorize the expression fully. You can see that the first 2 questions are 2 marks each, and then the third one here is 3 marks. So let's grab these questions very quickly. So factorize fully. Now remember that when you're factorizing, a particular example can have more than one type of factorization. So take that into consideration. So rule number 1 or step number 1 would be always try to remove a highest common factor first. So let's get straight into it then. So we got 4x minus x cubed. Let's do this question here. 4x minus x cubed. So we'll write 1.1.1. Let's look at that. 4x minus x cubed. And you guys can clearly see here that in this particular example, if I try to remove a highest common factor first, I can see that the x is common in both of these 2 terms. So I got 2 terms and x is common. So I can take out x as a common factor, and what will I be left with here? 4, because x times 4 is 4x. And x times what will give me? Minus x cubed. That will be minus x squared. Remember guys that you always must check your factorization by products. X times 4 is 4x, x times minus x squared is minus x cubed. But if I look in the brackets here, 4 minus x squared. See, I removed a highest common factor there. But here I can see I've got a perfect square minus a perfect square. So that one there is difference of 2 squares. Therefore, how do I factorize difference of 2 squares? What is the square root of 4? The square root of 4 is equal to 2 times 2. The square root of x squared is equal to x times x. Therefore, we'll have 2 times 2 will give me 4. X times x is x squared. And remember now, with difference of two squares, you have to have a plus in one bracket and a minus in the other bracket. Why? Because if you have to open these brackets out, the inner terms and the outer terms must cancel off. So it will only give you 2 times 2, which is 4, and plus x times minus x, which is minus x squared. Remember once again to always check your factorization by products. That's a very, very important habit to get early on. Let's look at the next question. See this question here. This is a quadratic trinomial. X squared plus 15x minus 54. Let's write that down. So 1.1.2, 1.1.2 x squared plus 15x minus 54. When you've got a quadratic trinomial, there's two different types of questions when dealing with quadratic trinomials. You get the first type of question where the coefficient of x squared is positive 1. Now, if the coefficient of x squared is positive 1, we call that a type 1 or an easier type example. Why? Because if I factorize x squared, I know I'm just going to get x times x. So if I draw my two sets of brackets like so, I know that definitely x times x is going to give me x squared, right? So I only have to concentrate here on the minus 54. So basically minus 54, I need to look at factors of 54. And when they multiply together to give me minus 54, but when they add it together, it's going to give me positive 15x. So let's have a look at that. Now, what are the factors of 54? Let's think about it very carefully. So 54 will have the following factors. Let's see. So the factors of 54 will equals to, so I got 1 and 54, right? 2 times what will give me 54? Okay, 2 can go into 5 2 times, remainder 1, so 2 times 27. 2 times 27, right? So 3 can go into 54, 3 goes there into 5, 1 time, the remainder is 2, so that will be 18. 3 times 18 is going to give me 54, right? And then, so what I got, 1, 54, 2, and 27, I got 3, and I got 18. Let's see, can 4 go into 54? 4 was at 1 time, then 14. 4 can't go into 14. 5 can't go into 50. We got 6 times 9. Yeah, 6. If you know our times tables, you'll know 6 times 9 is 54, right? So here, if I look at 18 and 3, I think I got it there. 18 and 3. So what it will be? It will be plus 18 and minus 3. Plus 18 times minus 3 will give me minus 54. If I add plus 18 to minus 3, what it will give me? See, I check my answer by factorization. So therefore, I can say that it's x plus 18, x minus 3. One of the other methods that we learn normally is the cross method. So it goes like this, right? You write x times x, like that, x squared. Then you write 3 and 18. So those are the two factors. Then you say, okay, plus and minus. And you say x times plus 18 is plus 18x, 18x. X times minus 3 is minus 3x. And if I add these two up, I'll get plus 15x. Here, if I multiply, I'll get minus 54. So x squared there, plus 15x, and then minus 54, plus 15x, and then minus 54. So let's write our factors down. So what it will be? There's it here, x plus 3, x minus 3 and x plus 18. X minus 3 and x plus 18. Which we got up here, x minus 3, x plus 18. So let's write that down, x minus 3, x plus 18. Okay, so there's various methods that we can use to factorize a quadratic trinomial. All right, we can use a cross method or we can use a method that I just showed you. Now, this question here, 1.1.3, y minus xy plus x minus 1. See, if you can't remove a common factor in all terms and you got 4 terms, then it's most likely going to be grouping in pairs. Grouping in pairs. See, if you look at these first 2 terms over here, what can you do? You could remove y as a common factor. So you got If you take out y, you'll get y into 1 minus x. So let's write that down. 1.1.1.3. Let's write the question down. What's the question? Y minus xy. So we got y minus xy. And then we got plus x minus 1. So we got plus x minus 1 equals to, let's take out y as a common factor there, right? Well, we're grouping in pairs now, so we're just trying to remove a HCF in these first two terms. So it'll be y into 1 minus x. And here we can take out the sign, which is plus into x minus 1. Let's check our factorization by products here. Y times 1 is y times minus x is minus xy, plus times x is plus x, plus times minus 1 is minus 1. Now I got 1 minus x here and I got x minus 1. So over here, we need to do what we call the change of sign rule. Now the change of sign rule works like this. If I got x minus y, it will equal to minus into y minus x. So if I take out, if I remove a minus sign here, see what happens. Minus times y is minus y, minus times minus x is plus x, which leaves me with x minus y. See, so x minus y, x minus y. So therefore now if you want to, basically if you want to swap two terms around, you just change the sign in front of the bracket there. So it's y into 1 minus x and then minus, so it's 1 minus x. So now it'll be minus times 1 is minus 1, minus times minus x is plus x. So therefore now I can say 1 minus x, which is a common factor there now. And what am I left with? Into y minus 1. Y minus 1. There you go, boys and girls. That's the solution. So if you look at this part 1 of this particular video now, what have we covered? We've covered highest common factor. We've covered difference of two squares. We've covered grouping, and we've covered trinomials. So basically, we've covered 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 types of factorization in this particular video. That is, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to JL Maths. You can like my Facebook page, Justin Lazarus Mathematics. You can watch all videos in order of the work schedule on jlmaths.com. And I'll catch you in the next video.